semi-arid and drought-prone Telangana region of Andhra Pradesh, South India, wastewater is a critical resource for households dependent on agriculture and livestock along the Musi River that flows with wastewater generated by the rapidly growing twin city population of Hyderabad and Secunderabad. Upstream of this urban area, the Musi River is dry, except during the monsoon rains. Downstream of the city, however, the river flows year-round due to continuous wastewater inflows. Worldwide, and in developing countries in particular, wastewater is highly reliable, sufficient for 3 crops a year, and is available on demand. It generates employment and income from crops, livestock, and aquaculture, produces food, and increases land value, contributing to food security for the households dependent on it. About 40,610 hectares of land along the Musi River is irrigated with wastewater, generating employment for more than 150,000 people. In the urban and peri-urban areas, all vegetable producers retain part of the produce for self-consumption, saving an average 20% of household expenditure on vegetables. Cattle rearers also retain part of the milk produced for household consumption. In the rural areas, almost 43% of the total household food consumption is wastewater irrigated paddy. However, wastewater users face certain risks. This is Hyderabad, the capital city of Andhra Pradesh. The Musi River originates 90 kilometers west of Hyderabad and flows through the heart of the city. The twin cities of Hyderabad and Secunderabad, with their 9 surrounding municipalities, are spread over an area of more than 500 square kilometers with a population of nearly 7 million. With the growing population, the existing sewage system cannot handle the increasing volumes of sewage water, and therefore it is discharged into the Musi River through storm drains. From these storm drains, the water is channeled into the fields for irrigation and drains into the river. At least 450 million liters per day of wastewater is released from the sewage system of the city into the Musi River. In addition to domestic sewage, small and large-scale industries in the city and the 12 surrounding industrial estates on the city fringes discharge effluents into the river. 75% of the wastewater is untreated. The treated and untreated wastewater is released into a mixing pond called Nalla Cheruvu. From this mixing pond, the water enters the Musi River through a channel. Farmers irrigate their fields by diverting the water or pumping the water from this channel. There are a number of anicuts or diversion weirs built across the Musi River, which divert wastewater into canals that ultimately feed the tanks. Since 75% of the wastewater is not treated, EMI soil scientist Rob Simmons studied the impact of wastewater utilization on the sustainable use of soil and plant resources. Poor soils can be improved with nutrient-rich wastewater, and farmers can save on the cost of chemical fertilizers. But the negative impacts include yield reduction due to improper grain formation and reductions in crop diversity. Water quality tests also indicated certain concentrations of heavy metals, but these were found to be below toxic levels. In the heart of the city, the main crops irrigated with wastewater are paragrass, which is a perennial fodder grass, coconuts, banana and leafy vegetables. The coconut palms and banana plants are grown for their leaves, but not for the fruit. Temples and marriage halls are decorated with banana and coconut leaves. People also eat on banana leaf plates during pujas or prayers and festivals. Slightly over 90% of the intra-urban farmers grow paragrass using wastewater. About 50% of these intra-urban farmers rent the land to grow the paragrass. Narsimha and his brother Papaya own land on the banks of the Musi in the city. These brothers belong to a caste community traditionally involved in buffalo rearing.
During the period of Nizams or princely kings from 1724 to 1948, my ancestors got the land from the king as a reward for their services. They grew sorghum, paddy and pulses in those days. But now there's hardly any fresh water in the river except for 4 months in the rainy season. The water quality is worse now, so we are growing paragrass. In 1999, the government wanted to convert our lands into public gardens. A case was filed by us against this proposal of the government and court gave us a stay order. 70 litres of milk at 20 rupees per litre is sold per day. After deducting our expenses, we save 3,000 to 4,000 rupees per month. This is the source of our livelihood. My father and his brother had 4 acres of land. They divided it and got 2 acres each. These 2 acres are again divided between my brother Narsimha and me. Now I have 1 acre of paragrass which feeds my 15 milch buffaloes, and Narsimha has 5 milch buffaloes. For 2 months in the rainy season, we have to purchase grass from the market because our fields are flooded with Musi water.
My daughter-in-law and I look after the buffaloes and the household work. My son, husband, laborer and I clean the cattle shed, feed the buffaloes, milk them and sell the milk to our regular customers in our locality. We retain part of the milk produced for household use.
In addition to farmers, a number of laborers also obtain employment on these grass fields. Balaya is one such laborer.
I've been working here for 6 years. Every day I cut fodder grass for 4 hours per day and then irrigate the field. I'm paid 50 rupees per day. I'm basically from Orissa. My family still lives there. I migrated here to feed my stomach. I have no savings.
Other urban farmers have fewer assets. For example, less land and no livestock. One such farmer is Rajkumari, a small urban farmer who cultivates 1.5 acres with the help of her son and a laborer.
This land belongs to my in-laws. It has been in my family for 4 generations. We grow spinach, banana, paragrass and coconut palms and irrigate with the Musi wastewater. There are 4 people living in my household, my son, my daughter, my servant and me. With my husband's death 16 years ago, it became my responsibility to take care of the land and all other activities related to it.
Urban agriculture as a source of income is endangered by lack of secure rights to the land.
My name is Jamuna Bai. The government confiscated my land 3 years ago. My children's education and our livelihood depends on this land, which was illegally occupied. We filed a case in the civil court, but nothing has been settled, so we moved to the High Court. We used to grow leafy vegetables, flowering plants, and had 550 coconut trees, 50 chiku trees, and 150 curry leaf trees. They destroyed all the trees in our field. Till today, we did not get any compensation from the government. I have 4 daughters. Today we are 5 members living in the family. If we get any casual labor work, we are able to eat. Otherwise, we starve.
This is the peri-urban area. With the deteriorating water quality in the peri-urban area, there was a shift from paddy to paragrass, which grows better with saline wastewater. Today, in the peri-urban areas, more than 10,000 people, including farmers, laborers, livestock rearers, and milk vendors, depend directly or indirectly on this paragrass irrigated with wastewater. One such couple is Bhikshapati and Padma.
I have leased 1.5 acres of paragrass field and pay monthly rent of 1200 rupees. I have been cutting grass here for 8 years. My family has 10 buffaloes. My wife, my mother, my 15-year-old son, and I take care of the buffaloes.
Every day, my husband and I come to this field at 9 in the morning to cut grass for our cattle and leave by 5 in the evening. We sell 12 liters of milk per day. This is the only source of our livelihood.
But we have certain health problems with this water. If our buffaloes drink this water, they also have health problems like fever and bloating. So we are taking precautions to prevent the buffaloes from entering into wastewater and drinking that water. At present, our buffaloes drink water at home from a borewell.
Jeroen Ensink, a public health engineer with IMI, is initiating a study on the health impact of using wastewater along the Musi. According to Mr. Ensink, the main health risk from untreated wastewater use comes from intestinal worm infections, especially hookworm, whose larvae penetrate the skin when feet or other exposed skin comes in contact with wastewater irrigated soil, and roundworm infections caused mainly by poor hygiene, like not washing hands or produce that has been in contact with wastewater. A pilot survey in Hyderabad showed an increased prevalence of both hookworm and roundworm infections among wastewater users compared to industrial laborers. Most of the paragrass produced in the peri-urban area is taken to the grass market on the outskirts of the city, where the cattle rearers in the urban and peri-urban area purchase the fodder.
My name is Srinivas. I am the secretary of the Green Fodder Grass Farmers Committee and a fodder grass farmer as well. 90% of the farmers grow paragrass with wastewater in the urban and peri-urban areas of Hyderabad. Since paragrass has become the main crop, the fodder grass market has become an important economic hub. Every day this grass is cut and brought to the market by more than 100 bullock and horse-driven carts and 30 trucks carrying 5 tons each. The prices per bundle fluctuate between 20 to 30 rupees, and the average income per acre is between 60 to 100 rupees a day. The fodder grass agents get 5% commission. The grass is transported from the market to the homes of the dairy producers by 150 to 200 tricycles and other personal vehicles.
Mr. Lakshmi Narayana grows jasmines irrigated with wastewater, and he is reaping good profits.
I grow jasmine flowers on 30 acres of land in peri-urban Hyderabad. Jasmine flowers come under horticulture, so the Urban Land Ceiling Act is not applicable to it, whereas the government claims that land under paragrass does come under the act because paragrass does not fall under the definition of agriculture. To prevent the possible confiscation of my land, I grow jasmines. The flowers are harvested for 8 to 9 months a year. 200 laborers are employed at 45 to 70 rupees each per day. Women pluck the flowers and men irrigate, build bunds for channeling water and apply fertilizers. We earn on average 75 rupees per day per acre for 9 months a year.
My పేరు శాంతి.
My name is Shanti. I'm from Kurnool, which is 200 kilometers south of Hyderabad. My family owns 2.5 hectares of dry land in Kurnool. In summer, we have no work back home. So, I come here with my husband every summer to work in the jasmine fields and go back before the start of the monsoons. We have been migrating here since 5 years. I pluck flowers and my husband irrigates, builds bunds and applies fertilizers to the field. We work from 6 o'clock in the morning till 6 in the evening. I earn a daily wage of 45 rupees.
A small percentage of farmers cultivate and sell leafy vegetables irrigated with wastewater. Most are women.
నా పేరు బతుకమ్మ. మేము ఇది
My name is Batkamma. We have leased in half acre of land and pay a rent of rupees 1,000 per month. We grow a variety of leafy vegetables irrigated with wastewater like spinach, amaranthus, hibiscus, mint, coriander, and fenugreek. This is our livelihood. Part of the produce is kept for my family. My two daughters help me with harvesting the leafy vegetables and making bundles. We sell the vegetables either directly to the vegetable vendors who come to the field or take them to the Uppal vegetable market for sale.
Young girls such as Bipasha work as laborers in these vegetable plots.
I am 11 years old. I left school after the 4th grade. I work in the vegetable field every day from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. They pay me 15 rupees for 3 hours. At home, I help in household chores and babysit for my younger brothers and sisters.
The vegetables grown in the peri-urban area are brought to the market in tricycles, auto rickshaws and trucks, where they are sold mostly by women vendors. Anasuya is a vegetable vendor in the Uppal vegetable market.
My daughter-in-law and I sell the leafy vegetables in the Uppal market from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. We purchase vegetables daily worth 500 rupees from 5 to 6 farmers and sell them. After my expenses, my profit is 50 to 100 rupees per day. The demand for leafy vegetables is good throughout the year. The male members of my family run a tobacco shop. We retain part of the vegetables for household consumption.
The urban footprint extends into the rural areas also. Pillaipalli in Nalgonda district is one of the many villages located near the Musi river. The wastewater from the river is diverted into a canal which feeds a tank. Approximately 250 farming households in Pillaipalli irrigate their fields with wastewater. About 400 acres in this village are irrigated with wastewater, and an estimated 5,000 people earn a livelihood directly or indirectly from this water.
నా పేరు పేట లక్ష్మీపతి.
My name is Pyata Lakshmipati. I am the head of Pillaipalli village. The various groups that benefit from wastewater are fishermen, toddy tappers, livestock rearers, farmers and agricultural laborers from this village and from nearby drought-hit villages. Fishing is practiced exclusively by Beshta or Mutharsi community. Since 5 years, due to deteriorating water quality, fishing activity has come down. Now fishermen are shifting to other activities like farming. One such fisherman is Bhikshapati.
చేపలు చల్లరా చేపలు పడతాం మేమే.
I have half an acre of land on which I grow paddy irrigated with wastewater. We fish in the wastewater-fed village pond. Now it is full of duckweed. Since 10 years, the water is polluted with chemical effluents from the city, and thus the fish is not able to survive in the polluted water. Now we are not able to make a living from the village tank. Most of the toddy palms are in the Musi irrigated areas, and hence toddy tappers are also beneficiaries of wastewater. Toddy tapping is exclusively a man's occupation and practiced by a particular caste community called Gauds.
మా ఇంటి పేరు బండిగారి నరసింహ సన్నా పెంకటయ్య. మేము చేసే వృత్తి ఇదే తాళ్ళు పని.
My name is Narasimha. I do not own any land. Tapping toddy is my only profession. I earn 3,000 rupees per month. Most of the toddy, which is a kind of fermented drink, is sent to the city for sale. The majority of the people in this village are farmers who cultivate 2 crops of paddy per year with wastewater. Though the land is owned by men, most of the work in these fields is carried out by women labor, from transplanting to harvesting. Danaya is one such paddy farmer.
మా పేరు దానయ్య అండి. పిల్లాపల్లి గ్రామం మాది.
I am Danaya from Pillaipalli village. I cultivate paddy on 3 acres of land. I also own 6 acres of dry land. We are not cultivating any crop on dry lands because of the drought, and we don't have a bore well. But now under wastewater canal irrigation, we are able to grow 2 crops of paddy per year. The crop yields have come down because the Musi water is combined with chemical water from industries. The paddy yield is around 16 to 20 bags per acre, out of which 8 bags are used for household consumption. Some farmers are mixing wastewater with groundwater to improve water quality and harvest 30 to 35 bags of paddy per crop per acre. With the growing city population, the wastewater volumes are also increasing. There is an increase in water pollution which has reduced yields. Since 10 years, we are growing paddy without using fertilizers due to high nutrient content of wastewater. But the grains are chaffy and the grain weight lower. We are recommending that farmers apply potash to prevent chaffy grains. The entire state of Andhra Pradesh is in the grip of drought, but in our village, we don't have any water problems due to wastewater availability. Except for the government departments, no NGOs work on water-related issues in our village. Due to lower water quality in the Musi, we are advising farmers to change paddy varieties to those that do better with sewage water. As the city is quite close to this village, people are interested in growing paragrass to sell milk in the city. About 400 to 500 laborers migrate to our village during paddy transplanting and harvesting season and earn cash and paddy. Lakshmi Ram and Dhauli are migrant labor in Pillaipalli.
నా పేరు లక్ష్మీరామ్
నా పేరు ధౌళి
దేవరకొండ మాది ఇక్కడికి వెళ్ళి
I am from Devarkonda village of Nalgonda district, 100 kilometers from Pillaipalli. My name is Lakshmi Ram. I own 2 acres of dry land in my native village. We earn our livelihood by working as casual labor. My wife Dhauli and I work in the paddy fields here for 40 days and return to our village with 2 bags of paddy each. Back home, we grow pearl millet and castor. We get a crop only if there are rains. This year there was no crop at all. For 3 years, we have been migrating to these wastewater fields. We earn 6 to 7 kgs paddy per day. We will come back here again after 6 months.
నా పేరు ధౌళి
My name is Dhauli. We belong to the Lambadi tribal community. We come here during the Dasara festival in October for harvesting season. In monsoon season, we have work in our own fields. I have 3 sons and the elder ones take care of our cattle back home. The youngest one is here with us.
One more group of beneficiaries of wastewater are the people who rent out polythene sheets to the paddy farmers during harvesting season. These sheets are used as a threshing floor and also to cover the produce in the field. Srinivas Rao rents out the polythene sheets.
మాది గుంటూరు జిల్లా కావూరు లింగుంట మా పేరు తవా శ్రీనివాసరావు.
My name is Tava Srinivas Rao. I rent out plastic sheets. One sheet is rented out at 5 rupees per day. My wife and I come from Kavotlingam in Guntur district, 350 kilometers from Pillaipalli. We don't have any land. This is our livelihood. We have been here since 25 days. We will stay for another 25 days. In 2 to 2.5 months, we will collect all our dues from the farmers and return to our village. By the end of the harvesting season, after all my expenses, I save about 5,000 to 6,000 rupees.
Authorities worldwide and in developing countries in particular need to recognize wastewater as a valuable resource and ensure the sustainability of the livelihoods of the people dependent on it. Location and actor-specific solutions need to be developed to ensure social acceptability, economic viability, and technical feasibility. Some of the recommendations are: commission and support need-based research derived from participatory research methods. Develop extension services tailored to each socio-economic category of wastewater user, including farmer-to-farmer exchanges. Encourage farmers to grow non-edible crops with wastewater, like jasmine flowers. Prevent the mixing of industrial effluents with sewage waste. Promote low-cost water treatment technologies like stabilization ponds. Invest in R&D for cheaper sewage treatment. Minimize contact of farmers with wastewater during irrigation and other agricultural operations. And wash hands and legs with soap after contact with wastewater. Prevent further contamination in the markets where the wastewater produce is sold through improved hygiene. Spread awareness among consumers and other users through posters and documentaries. Advise municipalities and other relevant authorities to use wastewater for public parks and avenue trees, but also encourage plantation of local varieties that need less water. Encourage statutory bodies like the Pollution Control Board to hold open public forums on water quality results to make the system transparent and participatory. With growing water scarcity around the world, the use of wastewater for irrigation will become even more prevalent in developing countries. It is therefore of utmost importance to safeguard the livelihoods, health, and environments of wastewater-dependent women.